Well, the holidays are here, and what better way to celebrate than with the best Christmas themed board game of all time, Santa versus Krampus. Begin! So I picked this up at WSBG. There was the Dice Throw National Championship that was happening there, and I saw that they were also selling these, and I said, please, please, I want to just buy this pack. And they said, well, we only have the large pack. And I said, okay, I'll wait for retail. And then the Dice Throne team gave it to me because they're lovely, lovely people. So I wanted to just talk about what's in this little 2-pack to see if it is worth adding these characters to your collection, Krampus and Santa. And I figured I'd just go through the 2 characters, break them down if you were thinking about trying to add them into your game, and then also share where they would fall in my own personal character rankings. I put out a video about me ranking all of the Dice Throne characters that I had access to, and that is the 6 characters in Season 1, the first 6 characters in Season 1, and then the 8 Marvel characters before X-Men. And so now I've added these 2 to my collection, and I am quite excited to have them. So here's just a breakdown of what they do. I'll also be showcasing in this my favorite board game sleeves of all time, which if you're new to the channel, well, it's kind of a bit of a meme, or not really a meme, but I have a very hard time shuffling sleeved cards, and these sleeve cards I can somehow shuffle. And the fact that that is a real thing is just really incredible. And so I want to commend Dice Throne for these incredibly awesome looking sleeves that I'm pulling out right now that are so smooth to shuffle. You don't need the stupid smash shuffle. You can actually shuffle it like a real person. Look, Mom and Dad, you can finally be proud of me. Because otherwise, you're going to have to shuffle things like this. And who wants to do that? Oh, gotta clean this up. Seriously though, if all sleeves were like this, maybe I would sleeve my cards. That's all I'm saying. Now let's talk about Santa. Santa is rated as a level 3 complexity? No, Santa's a level 2 complexity, let's be real. The main 2 abilities that Santa will be getting is Cheer and Eggnog. And so with the Eggnog, you can spend 3 of these to roll 1 dice and do a random thing. So the Eggnog's a little bit random. Sometimes you're going to be dealing damage. Sometimes you're going to be healing yourself. Depends on what you want, but you don't really have a choice. And then for Cheer, you can spend 3 of them to change their dice to a 6, or you can spend 1 to re-roll your dice. So obviously you want to hold on to 3 so that you can have that 6 saved up, and so that you can go for Comfort and Joy, which is Santa's ultimate ability. Santa's abilities are as followed. We have Trim Your Tree, which is the standard roll 3 to 5 axes and deal a number of damage. We have Festivities, where you get to gain 2 Eggnog, so you're 1 away from being able to trigger that ability. All players gain a CP, so that includes your opponent. And then finally you deal savage damage plus 1 per player. And this is kind of an interesting one, because I don't really recall any like per player characters. And so if you are actually playing this in a large group, in a 2v2v2 team battle for some reason, that you enjoy doing that in this 1v1 game, this might be a really powerful attack. So that's also kind of interesting. Rosy Cheeks, this is a small straight. It gives you Cheer, and then you get 6 plus 1 damage per cheer. You see a theme here of the more stuff that Santa is hoarding and not giving away, like presents, the better their abilities will be. And so you have that choice between, like, are you going to hoard your abilities, or are you going to use them and really push that stack limit? Because in the large straight, you gain a Cheer and 2 Eggnog, and then you deal 4 damage plus 1 damage per Eggnog plus 1 damage per Cheer. So you can have a total of 12 damage there as well if that maxes you up. And so being able to play that sort of hoarding game and not spending your resources. I just realized that Krampus is right underneath me as if it's my name, and yes it is. That's going to be Santa's game. It's taking all the Eggnog and Cheer for himself and choosing when to spend it. Holly Jolly, you have to get 4 6s. You get 2 Cheer and 3 Eggnog, being able to trigger abilities, 6 undefendable damage. Here, there's a potential of it being undefendable or not. After targeting an opponent, you each roll 1 dice. If your roll is greater, deal 6 undefendable damage, get Cheer. If it's not, deal 8 damage and gain Eggnog, so it's beneficial either way. Naughty or nice, After targeting opponent, roll the dice. On a 1 to 4, your opponent is nice. They gain a CP, and then you deal 10 damage to them. Or on a 5 to 6, your opponent is naughty. They gain cheer, so they get one of your cheers, so they'll be able to re-roll something. They're never going to get up to 3, right? So you don't have to worry about that. And then you deal 12 damage. So a big blast here. And then finally, for Comfort and Joy, you get 4 eggnog, 10 damage, and then you immediately target the same opponent with another offensive roll phase. You get to go again. You get to go again with Santa. And I think you get to do that in the Barbarian as well, which should check. Yeah, we can see here the Barbarian. This is my old Barbarian thing, but the Barbarian inflicts stun, which also allows you to do basically another offensive roll phase. Originally, when this was designed, I was talking to Manny Tremblay, and he was saying that this was originally designed to just be a reskin of the Barbarian, and then it was tweaked to be its own thing, but you can see the remnants of that design choice existing in the ultimate ability. For me, Santa's kind of middle ground. I like being able to hoard those tokens. That's a fun game to play, like trying to build them up and building up that strength over time. But the effects of the eggnog just don't feel that powerful to me. And when you're spending 3 of them, you're like, is it worth spending 3? I don't really think it is. Santa's cards, again, deal with that like stacking ability at 1 damage per cheer. Upgrading reindeer games gives you 2 damage per cheer. You can potentially get a bunch of cheer and eggnog with a card. So it's all focused around generating that cheer and generating that eggnog. But yeah, Santa would sit kind of in the similar realm as the Barbarian to me. I don't think this is a 3 complexity. Maybe it's just a 3 complexity because if you want to win, it's a 3 complexity. Maybe because if people spend their eggnog and cheer too soon, they'll get knocked out. But yeah, there you go. That's a little breakdown of Santa. I would put Santa around the same level as the Barbarian. I like the Barbarian a lot. I find the Barbarian sort of middle ground. I'd put Santa around that same area. Feels pretty similar to me. I'd be happy to play either. Let's move on to Krampus. Where you have comfort and joy, you have discomfort and pain. That's the Krampus way. Now, I also have mixed feelings about the sort of, not the art design of Krampus, but sort of the lore design that they went with. Mainly because if you haven't seen the movie Krampus with Toni Collette, and it's a scary holiday movie, you really should. I mean, it's not good, but it's good, you know? You know. So Krampus has a few things. Krampus has coal. Santa doesn't give out coal, but Krampus can give out coal. And coal's not really that exciting either. Once somebody has 4 coal, they get rid of all that coal. When they're supposed to gain CP, they don't gain this. So you limit the amount of cards that they can draw, but it's a slow burn over the course of the game. What Krampus's fun ability are these gift tokens. You can stack 3, and you can spend a gift to gain a reject. Now, these reject cards are random misfit toys that you put in front of them and you use them for a one-time use. So Springy, for example, can inflict 2 coal and add 1 damage. It's an attack modifier. Bitey can heal 2 and add 2 damage. It's another attack modifier. And so you have all of these different rejects in your hand, prevent damage, make your attack undefendable, perform an additional roll attempt if you need that flexibility, adding 3 damage with Dottie. That's why Dottie's on the back. Is that really all of my misfit toys that I have? I'm growing to love them. And so I actually thought it would be difficult to get these misfit toys, but it's pretty easy. You're getting gifts quite a lot, both in a combination with Krampus's cards, again, with these sleeves. Like, I'm not a sleeve person, and I can't tell you how impressed I am with these sleeves. I thought I was going to hate them so much, but you can see the ease at which I can shuffle these compared to those other sleeves that I had. Are all sleeves like this and I just don't know? I don't know, although I did just get one like, I changed my mind. I hate sleeves. Oh yeah, I did just shuffle one sleeve into the other. It's probably why you take better care of it than that. Luckily, it comes with extras, because I'm going to get rid of that and add one that I am not going to be accused of rigging the deck and knowing where my misbehaving 2 is going to be. I ain't misbehaving. I'm a nice, good boy who likes playing Krampus. Krampus is definitely more exciting than Santa. Krampus has a 4 complexity, I think. Yeah, a 4 complexity, and I would put it there as well. It's more exciting than Santa because you get to do more things because, baby, it feels good to be bad. I really wanted it to be a Yahtzee there. Let's just say I did it. And I'll cut this part out. 'Cause, baby, it feels good to be bad. Natural 30. Now let's go through Krampus's abilities, because why not? The standard ability over here, you roll 5, it does a varying amount of things. Scavenge for 3 gifts, where you have a breakdown. I always find the ones that are more complex just generally have 1 extra symbol, right? Usually the 4 and the 5 are the same, or the 4 and the 5 are different, and then they're more complex, because you have a different chance of getting it. But if you happen to be rolling lots of gifts, you can load up with 3 gifts, you gain 2 CP and draw a card. It's a huge power burst, especially because you can reuse these in certain situations. The small straights and the large straights are really good. You can gain a gift and deal damage, or you can draw 1 reject, which is the same thing as gaining a gift, except that it doesn't add to your reject limit, because you can only have 3 rejects when you're choosing to use them. Or you can activate a reject without discarding it. So you can do that dotty 1-2 punch and get an extra 6 bonus on this already 9 damage thing, which is pretty good. I mean, you can't really, because I think you can only activate each one once per turn, but still. Spoils, you gain a gift, you draw a reject, you draw coal, you deal damage. There's so many things that get you rejects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 abilities on your board that have a chance of getting you a reject. I say have a chance because Deviled Eggs or Defense has a chance of getting you a gift, and then everywhere else there's 5 locations, and those are the things that you're going to be playing anyway. So you're constantly getting these rejects, and you're constantly getting a huge power element to that. And so because of that, I feel like Krampus is just straight up better than Santa. I've been able to win with both, but I just think Krampus is better. The Santa was tough when I was against somebody who wasn't playing to that effectively. With Krampus, I feel like I can just demolish Santa. So that's actually something to take note of for this pack, is I don't necessarily think it is the Dice Throne 2-pack to get. If you don't have any Dice Throne, I feel like the balance here, yeah, it just feels a little bit off. Or maybe I'm just better at being naughty than nice, since I am a wicked bad boy. That could be it as well, but it feels like the balance is just slightly off, and that Krampus is going to be a stronger character, unless you're pulling off those ultimate moves, right? Maybe that's why Santa is listed as a 3 complexity, because it's got to be all surrounded about getting that comfort and joy, and really hammering your opponent, and then getting to hammer them once again. So I can see that. I can see maybe that's why it could be a little bit more interesting, and that, to be fair, is how I won my game. With rolls like these. Wow, another one. So that's a breakdown of Krampus. Krampus, for me, doesn't hit my top 5. It's out of 16, right? So Santa and Barbarian are around 10 and 9-ish now. And I'd say Krampus is probably around 6. I'd say maybe 6, maybe 7. It's very close with the Paladin for me. Yeah, maybe it's a bit more than Paladin. I really like how the reject cards play. And I like that constant chaining and cycling through, and it just feels like you're hurling toys at Santa, and that's very fun when the toys fight back. So I like that thematic application. So there you go. I guess the only question that remains is, should you add these to your collection? For me, the theme does a lot here. It really does. The theme just makes me happy. I like being Santa, and I like being Krampus, and I like having this battle, and I like having a holiday themed game that I can play, where there aren't many good holiday themed games out there. And so while I don't think these characters revolutionize or will ever crack my tops, I still really enjoy having them in the Dice Throne collection, and I'm interested to see how they play against the other people as well. Right,
Hello,
so
Merry Christmas! Oh, it's me, Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And I'm here to give many presents.
I think so.
Yes. You like the presents?
I think so.
Yes, you do.
Right.
Yes, and
Oh,
what is
Merry
he doing
Wow,
Christmas! Have you been a good boy this year?
Yeah. Merry Christmas to you. I have been a good boy.
I don't think so. You were
Yeah.
telling them not to purchase
No,
my dice
I wasn't
pack.
telling them not to do it. I said I
Exactly.
liked
Oh,
it.
it seems like you're a naughty, naughty
Yes,
bad
very
boy.
Wait a minute,
bad,
aren't you two
very
supposed to
bad
not
boy.
be on the same side
Thank
Too
here?
bad. You're.
What is this collusion?
No,
Yes,
it's
maybe you
because
can
you
stop
don't
being
have
a
spanking.
garbage person.
Yes,
Ho, ho,
spank him to the
ho.
bottom, give him
It
corn.
sounds very similar to me.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Is
You
it sounds very
sound
similar.
to me
I'm
like
very
a little
different.
But
baby.
there you have it. It's
Yes,
Santa and Krampus approved.
that's true. Buy
Absolutely.
it. If you
Put
don't
this in
get
your
it,
stocking.
I'll
The
come
fun
at
of
you
the
in the
theme, the
Comfort and joy.
comfort and joy. Yeah, I was just about to say it.
No,
The comfort and joy
pain. Discomfort
and the
and
discomfort
pain.
and pain that
Yes.
can be wrought by
That's
this
it.
2-pack is
Or by my axe.
worth
Amazing.
considering for
Yes,
sure.
it's exceptional.
I'm so
Oh.
happy these are in my collection. I'm
Yes,
so happy
that's a
to
better
have gotten
tune.
to play with them. I think they're super
we'll
fun.
See you on
And
Christmas
it makes for a very
Day.
thematic and easy 2-pack to get to the table, even if
Mhm.
I maybe
What?
prefer
What?
other
What are you
characters
saying?
just to spread the cheer, right?
No,
No.
nobody spreading joy
Okay,
around
I
spread
here.
suppose you
The
spread.
misery.
Okay.
Right?
Now you're
Yeah,
speaking
see,
very
I'm liking
English.
better.
Yes,
What?
I like you now.
Oh
You
no.
goodness.
No toys for
You're
you.
a
Well,
naughty boy like
that's
Krampus.
fair.
No toys
Krampus
I
keep
for
you in the
you.
got enough
snow.
choice already. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. My name's Chris George.
And I'm Santa.
And my name is Krampus.
Yeah, they sure are.
Yes.
I don't have a catchphrase, but
Make sure to kill
Jingle your
everyone.
bells.
a lot of questions.
Oh, here it
I
comes.
hope you can answer. Like, how do you get around the world
What?
in one night?
Oh, what a boring question.
We'll save that for off the air. But I'll see you later.
It's
Goodbye.
magic, you fool. Christmas magic.
That's how it's done.